Hi, Hayden here, and this is going to be my video every day in April, episode number 29. It's also going to be a follow-up to a video I made previously, and now is the perfect time for me to be able to get this done because of our imminent move out of the neighborhood. The previous video had to do with removing those plastic covers, that melamine covering on cabinetry doors. Now the hard top, the Formica countertop here, this was the color of the cabinet doors, or the cabinet doors had been the color of the countertop. It made it a little bit darker in the room, but more importantly, the melamine plastic stuff was damaged. It was like cracked and chipped and stuff like that, so it started looking bad, and who wants to look at that? So we could have replaced it with melamine surface. I mean, basically, I could have went to the store, given the measurements and everything, and just buy replacement melamine, glue it back on. The other problem is there's cats in the office, and Pablo Picasso, artiste that he is, was chipping away at the melamine as well. So with that, it's like, well, what am I going to do? I'm either going to get hardwood cabinet doors or something that's cat-proof in some way or shape or form, or I'm going to save a fortune and try painting the doors myself. Now, underneath the melamine is MDF board, if I have that right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I wanted to see if I could just simply sand it, prime it, prep it up, paint it with a primer that is flat white to see if I even like the idea in the first place. Because if this worked for me, I was going to save probably tens of thousands of dollars, and I like that idea. Now let me give you the caveat up front. I'm going to talk about some product name brand stuff here. Nobody's paying me for my opinion. Nobody's sponsoring my channel. No, this is not a paid advertisement in any way, shape, or form. But I'm certainly open for sponsorship and big bags of money. But anyways, let's go talk about Kills 2. This is a water-based priming product. It's water-based, like I said. It's easy to clean up. I've got a lot of experience with using this product. So, and I knew that it dried dead flat white. So I wanted to make sure I was using that. The reason for it is once I sanded and prepped the MDF board that I was going to have to prime it. I was going to have to prime it anyway. Why not go ahead and use the Kills 2? Kill two birds at one stone. It's going to dry dead flat white and prime my doors in case I decided to go that route. So I did. I went ahead and used it. Basically, I just took my 6-inch roller. Okay, that roller had a little corner piece on it. It was still furry and stuff, so it could help me get into these little designer cutout things here and help me get the job done. I was able to paint this thing up in like no time whatsoever, and then the plan was to sit on it for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, see if I liked it. And the bottom line is I loved it. Absolutely, positively loved the flat white paint, the look. It was fantastic. It's very bright light area in here, just everything I wanted and more, and it saved me a fortune. Okay, so thank you, Kills 2, very much for that. The other thing was that because of our imminent move, because we're moving points north in Florida, my wife strongly suggested that we go ahead with a semi-gloss white paint. So we went over to the Home Depot store, the big box Home Depot store here, and we picked up this Behr paint, and this is Behr. It's an interior semi-gloss enamel. Now, enamel doesn't mean oil-based. Enamel means it dries hard, okay? It's a latex paint. It's water-based. It's easy to clean up, and it loves the planet. It's got a little green thing down here. It loves the planet Earth, just like the rest of us. Anyway, so with that, we decided to go ahead with this. Now, let me talk about one thing else that I had to deal with here, because you'll notice there's no doors right here, right now. This is raw MDF board right here. So when you took the melamine surfacing off, this is what I was looking at. All the doors were 100% this color. And even though I finished coated this part of it, I haven't even done this like little designer corner part yet. And the reason for that is I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get, without removing the doors, I couldn't even reach that. But let me talk about something else too. This is a Formica countertop. The box, okay, the box all the way around, there's a spacer here, and there's 4 sides of the box, a little 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, whatever it is, thing, and this spacer over here, these were also Formica. So I had to sand those up, prime them up with the Kills 2, prime them up, and get them geared up to accept the semi-gloss paint, because if you don't do this, then those unpainted surfaces behind there peek through. And when you open the door, they're going to scream at you, hey, how you doing? Nobody painted me. So in order to make things look more uniform and look more professional, and because we are moving, we decided to go ahead and paint them up because we love the way they look. I absolutely positively love the way the flat white looked. I am okay, I'm fine, really, in all honesty, with the semi-gloss white. It bounces light around the kitchen, makes everything nice, open and airy, and everything's pretty much fine and dandy as far as that goes. But I just wanted to follow up It was very easy to paint these. Again, they were painted with Kills 2, primed up and everything. They've been primed for a while. All I had to do is give them a light sanding, and then I put on 3 coats of paint. I used 3 coats of paint for the finish product on the doors, all right? And as far as, I want to talk about one more thing, and I'm going to end this video here, is this is the hardware that holds the door on. It's kind of that funny thing. Let me go back to the door here. If you look at this from the side a little bit, hopefully you can see that it's a kind of a cup, and the cup goes in this hole, all right? So this thing kind of holds the door steady. So if I was to put this thing on, okay, it lines up with the screw holes and everything. Obviously this is the wrong door. But if I put that on there, it's nice and steady. I can get my screws started, and I can get the door on without doing any damage to what I'm doing, all right? Let me push this back a little bit here. Now, what I'm talking about here specifically is that I'm working alone, all right? So when I open up this door and everything, there's 2 pieces of hardware here and here, just like on this side, and I need to pull that door off. I'm doing it solo. So basically I loosen up the 4 screws, all right? With my screwdriver, I loosen up the 4 screws, and here they are up here. They're short too, right? So it doesn't take a long way to get to 0 on that one, right? They're gonna come out pretty quick. So I loosen them up, all of them, okay? I loosen up all 4 of the screws first, all right? Then I start taking them out from the bottom up. And the reason why I do that is kind of lean the door, because as you loosen them up, they're gonna get pushed off of that cup there that's actually holding the door up. And even the heaviest door is light enough for me to hold if I have that little cup thing kind of hanging on, all right? So that allows me to be able to work solo, get the job done, and I pull the doors off, and then I can go around and touch up the parts of the door that I could not reach because of the hardware, okay? The door, when the door opens up, bink, it opens up and you can't reach this. And when the door is closed and it's next to another door, well, this side here I could probably reach, and this side here I could reach. But I really can't finish it up in fine detail and make it look nice and professional, all right? Even the top, I only just really have the primer on there right now. So just another light sanding, finish coat the whole thing, and we're cooking with gas. Another very, very important thing. I labeled this one here as door number 1. Door number 1, okay? The doors are actually almost all different sizes of the doors that I've pulled off so far. And the ones that are finish coated have the hardware back on them already, so that I would be able to pretty much know which door goes where. Why risk it? Why try to put the wrong door on the wrong thing and then have to pull it back off and put it somewhere else? Number your doors, put a piece of blue tape on there, on the back of the door that's not going to get painted. Put the piece of tape on there, get the job done. Even this door here has a number on it. This is door number 4, all right? Which is back over there on the other side of the camera, above the microwave oven. So with that, I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any more questions about what I did, how I did, and why I did it the way I did, by all means, drop comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't leave without it. Give me that big thumbs up. I approve. Not only that, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, because YouTube really makes it mandatory that we have subscribers, do me a favor, go down there and hit that subscribe button and the big thumbs up. Make comments below, and until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.